Hey yo Redstoners, this is ABHO37, and today I am here with the smallest 2x2 seamless glass hipster door, the one I posted recently with the crazy edit by Logicraft. Um, so it's, I think it's about time for a tutorial because it's pretty ridiculous how this thing works, so I thought I'd get a few of the tricks and tips I used out. So let's just watch this thing in action. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna go through on pieces, and I have a few things set up so I can explain things more thoroughly. So when the lever first turns on, this torch will turn on, going on to this repeater, but the first thing that happens before that does is this will turn off, and this will go into a little miniature clock, which will then go into this. But when this goes into a clock, I'll make my own tiny little setup thing here. This will only give a pulse every other time. That is because this piston, the first time it'll one tick it up to here, then it'll pull it back, and the first time it one ticks it, it will send a block pulse through the block before one ticking up here. Then the second time, it'll pull it back, but nothing here gets any signal. Then it'll pulse it back up, and it'll power the block, thus powering this. And it's just a repeating cycle. So yeah, it's basically how that works. So and that will give the right amount of pulses. The first pulse will pull these blocks down, and then these will get pushed over by this redstone and this redstone over here, and that's not supposed to happen. So yeah, anyways, then it will, after those get pulled over, it will pulse again, and then these will power, and it will pulse again, and then this little thing right here has enough delay so that it won't power these until the very end. And this is a 4-tick pulse, so this repeater will turn off and will power this little monostable going up into that, thus closing it completely. So hopefully that made sense. I'm just gonna do the opening now. So the main thing that helps the opening work, well, first thing that happens is this goes back and then powers this. This redstone is already powered, so it'll go through here and pulse these once. And since it's in the well, it'd be easier if I just closed it. Anyways, so this will be powered all the way through here. These will be pulsed once, and then after a certain amount of delay right here, it'll go through here, and there'll be a few derps. That's just all this circuitry running that helps the triple and double work later on, but eventually they will be retracted back to there, and then we can start the double. So basically the whole circuit that controls these is this circuit right here. So the way this works is you give it a 2-tick pulse and it'll do the double. You give it a 3-tick pulse, it'll do the triple. And it's pretty crazy. This circuit I've explained in a previous video somewhere, but if you disconnect this and just give it a bunch of 3-tick pulses in rapid succession, it'll do the entire triple, but wait, yeah, it will do the entire triple. Do the entire, there we go. Anyways, um, so yeah, the entire, how do I put it? Miniature clock is controlled by this right here. And basically this piston, what this thing does, it detects the length of the pulse. So it can feed the pulses into this line, which will then power this comparator. So this is basically it right here, but on a different version. So the first pulse powers it directly, as in right here. It'll just power that section right there directly. So say we do that, and then we just need another pulse. So that would be a 2-tick into this. And a 2-tick is, it will go through here once, and then this piston will retract and it will extend just late enough so this comparator will not be on long enough to power this repeater. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but that's basically how it works. But it's a different case on the 3-tick pulse. See this repeater right here extends it, and then the 3-tick pulse feeds through here, and then on this circuit that would do a small bit of the retraction, but on this it just derps up. But you know, whatever. Anyways, it's not the case that this isn't on for long enough, because it is, and it feeds another 1-tick pulse, but then that will give this line a 1-tick pulse, which is then turned into a 2-tick pulse. And so if you remember before, the 2-tick pulse is not on for long enough, so that will just cancel it out completely. So that's how the pulses are controlled. This circuit right here gives a 1-tick pulse right here if this is on 2 ticks, and it gives a 3-tick pulse and a 1-tick pulse if this is on 3 ticks. And then so the next thing we have is the Hopper ROM system type thing, and the best way to explain it would to be over here. So this is it when it's closed, and it has a certain amount of items, and the first thing that will happen is this will be taken out, and nothing will happen because there's still another sword in there. But then this has a certain amount of items, so after it finishes the derps with the first block, this will be taken out, and then this will be taken out, and that powers that falling edge because only these two are off, but this is still on because there's still this item right here. And then this is another certain amount of items, so these are enough so that this hopper won't be empty until the double extender is completely finished. So when that finishes, it will power the triple extender. And it also powers this back piston right here. So yeah, I think that's about it for how this works. You somewhat understood that. So yeah, let's just jump right into the tutorial. Alright, so now we are in our special little tutorial tutorial area, and I totally didn't just build a few blocks up and turn down the render distance anything. Anyways, so let's just start with our usual layout. Well, not usual, but this is basically the standard. It's the most common layout for 2x2 glass seamless glass hipster doors. And so basically these four can be normal pistons, and they are going to store the glass, and then have sticky pistons right here and your double triple extenders right here. So the first thing we're going to do is just build that little circuit from before, like so, and then just repeat the same thing on the other side. Make sure to put redstone dust right here, and then another torch, and then next put a comparator right here, a block, then a block right here, a comparator right here, and a repeater on 2-take right there. And then what you're going to want to do is put a furnace right here. The reason for that is so that this comparator will only turn on if the signal strength is 15, and it can't be anything below. I don't know why that works, but I personally found it very useful, so I used it, and it worked pretty nicely because that left this input open for the closing. So anyways, just put a repeater right here. Make sure to put 2 blocks, 2 redstone, and 2 repeaters facing into these top pistons. Then put a torch right here with a block on top, and then a sticky piston right there, and that is your complete circuit done. The next thing you're going to want to do is have the extra moves control circuit, and that is just a little repeater lock right here, both of these on 3 ticks, this on 3 ticks, and another on 2 ticks. Then just bring that signal up with a few torches, and voila. And then come over here with a repeater on 4 ticks, and then redstone dust right here. Then take a trapped chest and put it right there to redirect that redstone into that direction. A sticky piston facing downwards with a redstone block on its face. Then a slab right here, and run redstone dust down right there. And so now let's just start with the, well, we already started. Anyways, now we'll just do the closing. So the input block should be right about there. Put a torch right there, and then just get your 2 hoppers for that hopper ROM. I'm not gonna mess around with those yet. Just put a repeater on 4 ticks right there, and turn this off first to make things easier. Then redstone dust, block, another block, and a repeater on 4 ticks. Then another block right here, a torch, and a repeater facing downwards, 2 right there, and then next redstone dust and a repeater on 3 ticks right there. Just update that torch if that happened, and also make sure to have blocks on either side on top of those torches to power those pistons when they're at ground level. Next, put a torch right here, a repeater, and another sticky piston right here. Then put a 4-tick repeater right there. Next, we're gonna do the hopper ROM. So just put a sword right there, 5 items right there, another sword right here, and then 6 of a different stackable item right there. And they have to be different items or they'll stack themselves and mess up the ROM. Alright, so next, put a comparator right there, block, redstone, dust, and then a repeater on 2 ticks, another redstone dust, then a repeater on 4 ticks right here, and a torch right there. And so that should be the closing. We can just test that out. Wait, something's clocking. Oh, that's what it is. To make sure this is a monostable, add a 4 tick repeater and a 2 tick repeater like so. Actually, this one has to be 4 ticks and this one has to be 2 ticks. I can't remember which one it is. Well, I guess we'll find out when we finish. So anyways, sticky piston, redstone block, and then a dropper and a hopper right there. Get an unstackable item like the swords in those hoppers right there, and then a comparator going in right there. And next, run this over, make sure to block it off so it doesn't run down into that. Run this over like that, and then redirect the redstone with a tripwire hook. And then you can just have a repeater lock monostable. Darn it. It's gotta, okay. There we go. Anyways, just put a repeater right there on 2 ticks. And now we'll just open it and see what happens. Well, we were close. I'm pretty sure this needs to be on 4 ticks and this on 2 ticks. Another reason is because it was messed up from before. Oh, I see. When you put these down, this has to be a slab to let that redstone run up. So yeah, just a repeater on 2 ticks, then a repeater on 4 ticks. Oopsies. And torch right there. Alright, so let's just try opening it again. It does the dirt, then it does the double, pushes the blocks over, and then it does the triple, and voila, you're done. So yeah, from before it is 2 ticks, then 4 ticks. Just make sure this one right here is a slab. So let's just see it in action one more time. And one last note, the reason these blocks tick up only on the triple is because when the double fires, this only gets a normal monostable, and this torch will turn off for 3 ticks, and this won't turn off at all, so that piston will stay extended, because a 4 tick repeater can't turn off by receiving an inverted 3 tick pulse. But then when the triple fires, it times it just correctly, so the repeaters lock again while this is on, so it gets sort of a 6 tick pulse, and then these will power for 6 ticks, and then during that 6 ticks, these monostable right here will do its thing and pulse them back up, and then these will just retract. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and somewhat understand how this thing works now. So thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, leave a like if you please. I will see you next time.